Okay, we are now streaming. Currently, people will only be able to see the logo because it's not yet 7 o'clock. So we're just...
Oh, I see. Got you. Right.
They won't be able to hear you if the microphone's on the
Oh,
on the table, though.
Hello. Right, I'm going to just promote this on the old Facebook.
So hello to anyone that's logged in thus far. We're just getting ourselves all nicely set up, making sure we're ready. We've done a couple of live tests, which we weren't sure were working or not, and transpired it was working.
Yeah, so thanks for letting us know.
Yeah. We were just looking around going, oh, is it working? I think it's showing the old thing. Oh, no, it's showing this.
Okay. By the time I finish this, it'll be 1 minute to go. Next.
Ali is social media king.
No. Something went wrong. Please try again.
Seamless.
Okay, one more time. Oh, it's because I'm on aeroplane mode.
Ah.
Ready for recording. What an idiot. Right.
Just realised it's going to be difficult for me to open envelopes whilst holding.
What? We should get our little
But then they take up.
They
Then
take
they'd
up
be like,
space,
what I
yeah.
could do is that I'll open yours and not look at it, but just kind of bring it out for you, and then you can do it for me.
Okay.
So
yeah.
then the person that's doing it will be talking.
1 minute to go now. By the time I finish this, here we go.
30 seconds.
Is it really?
Yeah.
Oh God. I'm going to publish it before we go live at least.
22, 21.
New
20.
subscriber, James Shaw.
Hello,
Thanks,
James.
James.
There was a brief baby carrier. I don't remember that. Okay, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5. Hello!
Hello!
And welcome to Rex Factor live streaming for the very first time, the first round results for the Scottish Rex Factor playoffs.
Aha!
We're here.
We're here. Now, Graham, I know we spent about half an hour preparing our technical
Yeah.
stuff here. How do I turn the volume down on this one so that we don't get feedback? Here?
It's there. That's volume.
Okay, perfect. Yeah.
Yeah, we used that 10 minutes very well. We were just sitting waiting for 7 o'clock.
I thought we had a lovely cup of tea.
Yeah, we did have a nice cup of tea with our Rex Factor mugs.
Rex Factor mugs. This, by the way, I call Don King. Graham doesn't have a Don King.
No.
It's for explosive vowels. Normally we have pop shields, but they take up too much space when we're recording. So
I'll just mute that.
That might be better actually, then everyone can see.
Anyway, we are here, very excitingly, for the results for the first round of the Scottish Rex Factor playoffs. We did 3 podcast episodes a month or so ago. Ali and I both voted. We've got our envelopes all ready to go.
Where's the camera? Oh yeah, okay. Look. So, untampered with. I do this every time. I say every time, I've done it once.
Yep. Ali just proving that I've not opened up his envelopes.
Oh, whoa.
Oh,
Hang on, I didn't do it on this one. I don't know why I wouldn't do it on all 3, Graham. Maybe.
We'll see. Anyway, so Ali and I, at the end of each episode, voted, and we ordered our choices 1 to 4, who we wanted to go through in each group, and then we put it out to you, the rest of the world, to vote as well. So we're going to combine my scores, Ali's scores, and your scores to decide which monarchs will be going through to the next round, indeed the grand final of Rex Factor.
I don't know what I'm more excited about, doing this live or the results. I'm like quivering here.
I mean, the great thing for you, of course, is that you can never really remember how you actually voted in the first place.
No. So, I mean,
It's all new.
Excitement levels are skyrocketing here.
Anyway, as a reminder of how everything worked, we had 13 monarchs in the Scottish Rex Factor series that won the Rex Factor. Bit of an awkward number. So, are you just remembering that you're on video the whole time?
I did, and I did. Well, I also thought I'll check the comments, and then thought, but I'm meant to be live. And
you can do that. You can do that. If you see Ali looking like he is now, it's not that he's not interested, he's just reading your comments. And indeed, please do comment throughout if you want to. Send us some questions, and we'll go through those once we've done the results. unless it's something pertinent like the sound isn't working, in which case we'll try and deal with that quicker. So
Sorry, someone called Dunstan Forever has commented Manny, and then there's a few more Mannies going on.
Excellent. Keep them coming in. So 13 Rex Factor winners. 13 doesn't really work as a good number for playoffs. So what we did was give the top seed, Robert the Bruce, a bye straight into the final.
Good system.
And then we had 3 groups, each of 4 monarchs, which was nice and even. So as a reminder, first up in Group A, we had Constantine II, Malcolm III, Alexander III, and James II. In Group B, Kenneth II, Malcolm II, David I, and James IV. And then finally, Group C, Kenneth MacAlpin, Alexander II, Mary Queen of Scots, and James VI.
Quick comment update.
Yep.
It's been 3 minutes, and we've already got Edgar the Peaceable deserved the Rex Factor. So
if we'd had another option, I'm sure he'd have done very, very well. So, as we said, I voted, Ali has voted, you, the general public, have voted, but how will it all actually work out? What will happen is that for each monarch, the one who comes first will get 4 points, the one who comes second will get 3 points, and so on for me, for Ali, for you, the rest of the world.
Oh, that's clever.
We'll then total up the scores. In the event of a tie, we will go with the rest of the world's vote. So if they all come up with equal points, it's the public vote that will actually decide it in the end.
Oh, wow. Pressure.
So you guys have got the power. But let's find out whether we actually need to use that power. I think it's time for us to do some result finding out. Thank you. Now, unfortunately, we've got the awkwardness of having to do envelopes and hold microphones. So Ali is going to go first. I'm going to open his envelope, but I'm not going to do anything untoward. So Ali, speak while I do your envelope.
Hi. I'm not used to doing this on my own. Graham here is opening the envelope. Look at that. It's like you've never used hands before, Graham. Okay. Oh, okay. Thank you.
So, Ali, can you please reveal who you voted for? Let's go from just for your information.
Yep.
From 4th to 3rd. Let us know.
4th place, Malcolm III.
Malcolm III, the 2nd seed overall, last.
Was he?
For you, yeah. Okay.
Why didn't I like him? Oh, we're going to do this later.
Yeah, we'll do this later.
Right. James II in 3rd. And in 2nd place, Alexander III, meaning Constantine II gets my top spot.
That is Constantine I getting the maximum 4 points there from Ali.
Oh, good system. Graham's tapping these away.
I'm just tapping them away.
That's brilliant.
Sorting that out. And now we'll head back and we can see that currently Group A looks like this.
Oh, so we were on the camera that time?
We were on the camera, yeah. It's probably best for safety if you always assume that you're on camera. So currently Constantine II on top there, Malcolm III on the bottom. But, of course, it could all change depending on how I have voted. So Ali is going to open up my envelope so that I don't have to put the microphone down. I can remember how I voted, but I'm just going to double check that I don't.
I'll tell you, I would never have remembered how I voted.
I'm impressed there's no crossings out there. It's like you were actually quite... Okay, so these are my votes for Group A. In 4th place, James II.
Ooh, okay, he's not doing well.
In 3rd place, Malcolm III. So I'm not too dissimilar from you.
Yeah.
And then it's either Constantine or Alexander III.
Yeah.
I went 2nd place, Alexander III. Agreed with you.
Okay.
Constantine II, for me, also comes out on top.
So, James and Malcolm struggling here.
It is going to be a little bit difficult for those guys to get back into the running.
Can they do it?
Well, I mean, I don't want to spoil the tension, obviously, but...
there is a way. There is a way James could do it, isn't there? Oh, I don't know. Oh,
I'm now just realising the misfortune of the fact that I've got to fill these things in. Maybe I should do that for my ones later. Anyway, let's see how that looks in the scores.
James Shaw has just said, this looks like Eurovision, only better.
So currently we've got Constantine II on 8 points, Alexander III on 6 points, and then James II and Malcolm III are tied on 3 points.
Okay. Interesting point here from Totalius Rankium podcast.
Hello, guys.
Constantine II, awful Roman emperor, good Scottish king. We should
Ah.
just see if there's any other shared names.
Yes, they are different people, just to point out. It's like, Rome is hard. I'm just going to do Scotland.
I tell you what, the chances of death are as high.
So it's now going to come down to how people have voted
Oh.
in the rest of the world. Your votes now. Ali is going to open up the envelope. Actually, you could do, yes. I have had to fill this in, so I do know. But Ali will now let us know. How has the rest of the world voted?
Listen up, world. In 4th place, you put James II with 9.78% of the vote. 3rd place, Malcolm III with 16.97% of the vote.
Agreeing with me.
Okay. Oh yeah. So now,
It's that face.
now we just have to see who's second, which will give us our first, which is
Well,
Alexander III with 28.6% of the vote, leaving Constantine II winner of Group A with 44.65% of the vote.
that
So there's quite a lot of similarity going on here then.
is a big win for Constantine II. Constantine II, therefore, is into the X Factor Grand Final. Just confirm that there. He got maximum 12 points.
Oh, yeah.
First with everybody. Alexander III, 9 points. Malcolm III just pipped James II into 3rd place. So, congratulations, Constantine II, Grand Finalist.
Boom. Well done, that man.
Well done indeed. Constantine II is through to the Grand Final. So, that takes us on, of course, to Group B. Now, Ali, do you have any memories of how you might
I
have
can't
voted in
remember
this
who's
one?
in it. So, no. You could...
Thank you, that's
plugging yeah.
the silence very well.
There he goes, look. Deft. Fingers like paper knives.
Okay, so Ali is now going to reveal who he voted for in Group B, and he's already made a sound which suggests
well,
his instincts, perhaps.
I know. The trouble is, I want to announce these properly, but I've given one of them a nickname,
Okay.
and I can't remember which number of his name he is.
Okay, I mean, there's only one of each name in the group, so
Oh, you got them there.
I'll
Okay,
translate
that's
for
good.
you if you're not
All right,
sure.
Okay, fine. So in 4th place, Kenneth II.
Kenneth II. In 4th place, the one killed by the statue, of course.
Oh yeah.
One of the great deaths.
3rd place, David I.
Oh, David I only in 3rd. Look at that. The Davidian Revolution. All that land from northern England.
Boring. 2nd place, I've written Malco the Murderer.
Malcolm II, the serial killer.
Mm.
He gets your 3, so that means in 1st place,
Oh yeah, James the 6th.
or indeed,
1st.
or indeed,
4th.
James the 4th.
I've written James the 6th, look.
You have. I'm afraid he isn't in this group.
Maybe I really hope that wasn't who I was thinking of when I did it. Oh dear, oh dear.
Anyways, currently James the 4th is in 1st place.
Whoops.
That's Ali's votes. It'll now come down to me to reveal how I have voted once Ali has opened up my envelope. As I say again, I can remember how I voted. Oh, imagine. Okay. So, my votes. In 4th place, Kenneth II.
Good.
Agreed with Ali. In 3rd place, Malcolm II.
Oh. Okay, this could be interesting.
Bit of divergence. In 2nd place, I went with David I.
Oh, right.
So I did agree with you that my
Okay.
top scoring monarch is James the Fourth.
So we might have some pretty clear winners in each group. Depends how Group C goes.
We could indeed. Now I'm just going to work this one out. 3, 5, 2. So currently Group B, after Ali and I have voted, looks like this. James the Fourth out on top with 8 points. Then we've got Malcolm II and David the First tied on 5 points. And poor old Kenneth II looking a little bit lonely at the bottom with just 2 points. So it's going to take quite a lot for James IV not to win Group B, but we don't yet know how you voted, although I do know how you voted. Ali,
Yeah.
why don't you let us know how Group B has gone?
Okay, well, straight away, bad news, Kenneth fans.
Oh dear.
He's right at the bottom. 3.45% of the vote. That is very low.
That.
Whoops.
Do you want to just do that again?
I'll do that again. So straight away, Kenneth II, he's not second,
Nope.
but fourth, with a very miserable 3.45% of the vote. No coming back from that.
Sorry, Ken.
Third place, Malcolm II,
Ah.
17.76% of the vote.
Not too bad. Not too bad.
but shame. Second place, David the First, 31.58%, leaving James the Fourth with 47% of the vote.
That is a bit of a whopping victory
Another
for
clear
James
victory.
IV. Very clear victory. So just to confirm, it looks like this. James IV, like Constantine II, the maximum score there of 12. David I comes second with 8 points, one ahead of Malcolm II on 7. And yes, poor old Kenneth II only managed 3 points.
Yeah.
But that means James IV has won Group B.
Huzzah!
And he is into the grand final of Rex Factor.
Who's up now?
Exciting
Me again.
stuff.
Me again.
So
Yep.
now we are on to Group C. And I can reveal that this was the tightest vote with the public. It's the one that I was least sure of how you would vote. And apologies that I've not done your envelope, but I'm talking, so that will work absolutely fine.
Oh yeah.
It's fine. So, Ali, Group C, how have you voted?
I don't know. I've given all of these guys nicknames. So I'll see if you can translate them.
Okay.
Fourth place, Ken McBoring.
I think that will be Kenneth McAlpin.
Okay,
Poor old K-Dog.
I'll take your word for it. Third place, James McSaucy.
That'll be James VI, who, in your mind, won Group B, even though he wasn't
he's
in
doing
it.
really well. So he has loads of points.
So it's between Alexander II and Mary Queen of Scots.
Second place, Alex McMurderface, leading MQOS in the first.
Oh. So Alexander II in second place and Mary Queen of Scots, technically the bottom seed of all the Rex Factor winners, gets the maximum points from Ali. Yeah, I wasn't sure how you were going to vote in this one because I sort of felt like you'd probably got a bit of a head versus heart kind of thing
With
going
which
on.
one?
With this particular one, Alex and Mary.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Because I think when we were doing it, you were saying that was the one where you're like, oh, the scores have come out, but not how I wanted them.
Yeah. But which one was Alex?
He was the one that killed the babies. Killed the baby. The one that he bashed
I
out
like that.
against the... Well, he was top scoring. He got all of mainland Scotland together. He had lots of nasty scandal, quite brutal, but a pretty effective reign.
I'm surprised I put James McSaucy below him. I quite like James, I think.
Well, it's always a surprise, isn't it?
Yeah. Well, Mary. At least we got Mary there. Yeah.
Okay, so if you open up
Okay.
my one for me. So Ali's scores look like this. As I said, Mary Queen of Scots on top with 4 points. Alexander II in second place with 3. James VI in third place with 2 points. And then Kenneth McAlpin in fourth with 1. But... that was a lovely noise.
This is why we don't do it live. That would normally be cut.
So far, Ali and I have disagreed on third and fourth, but first and second we have been... Oh, no, we
Yeah.
disagreed on one of them. We've agreed on first every time thus far. But will we again this time? Well, in 4th place, I have put Kenneth McAlpin.
Natch.
I've agreed with Ali on that one. Good fun, but
Yeah.
did any of it actually happen?
Mm.
In 3rd place, I've also put James the 6th.
Oh. Okay.
He's
so-
going up to 4th, but
Shame.
will it be Mary? Will it be Alexander?
That is a toughie, isn't it? Right. Can I say how I think you're going to
You can.
go? Alexander. I think there'd be the one where we don't agree on first.
Well, I can reveal Ali is correct.
Yes!
I put Alexander II in 1st place and Mary Queen of Scots in 2nd place.
So this really matters to the rest of the world, unless they suddenly think Ken McCall.
Unless they're going for that. So that
Yeah.
does mean, as we shall see in a moment, the scores for Group C currently look like this. Mary Queen of Scots and Alexander II are tied
Oh my word!
with 7 points each.
This was the most difficult group, and it's come down to the final vote.
It really has. James VI is 3rd with 4 points. Kenneth McAlpin is last with 2 points. So it is all going to come down to the vote of the general public. Now, I'm going to do this one because I've seen them, because I did the envelope. Ali hasn't seen it, and it was rather close. So as it matters, I'm going to do it. Okay. The results of the general public. The rest of the world for Group C, which will determine who goes through to the grand final of Rex Factor.
Right.
In 4th place, with 14.81% of the vote, is Kenneth McAlpin.
That's a lot, though. I thought for Ken.
He did well. That's the best 4th place. A lot of people really did buy into him. I think the Fishy Angel, all that sort of stuff.
It's quality Rex Factor affair, that, isn't it?
It is.
Mm.
In 3rd place, with 18.27% of the vote, it's James VI.
Okay. Oh my goodness gracious! Right.
So, like with me and Ali, it's a choice between Alexander II and Mary Queen of Scots.
Oh goodness me.
Now, the previous 2 groups have been pretty comprehensive in terms of the general public's voting. This one, there were only 10 votes in it.
Say what?
10 votes between 1st and 2nd. Alexander and Mary Queen of Scots were that close. It was an interesting one when I was watching it coming through, because Mary, the first couple of weeks, just shot out. She was like 60% of the vote, way out ahead.
Yeah.
But then gradually, bit by bit, Alexander II
Clawed back.
clawing it back.
Yeah.
But did he do enough to get ahead of Mary,
Oh,
or did she cling on? I can reveal that the winner of Group C, with 34.42% of the vote, is Mary Queen of Scots.
No way.
She did it. The public agreed with Ali on this one. Mary Queen of Scots gets 1st place in Group C.
I really thought they were going to go with Alex, because I'm just looking at all these comments, and there's loads of people saying Alex. Ah,
Well-
well, goodness, I feel exhausted.
It was tight.
Mm.
That
So
one was
what's the
tight.
scores?
So we'll just see the scores in a moment.
That's
2, 4, 6,
6,
3.
Okay, so just doing some spreadsheeting.
And the scores in Group C look like this in the end. Mary Queen of Scots in 1st place with 11 points, just ahead of Alexander II with 10 points, James VI in 3rd with 6, and Kenneth McAlpin in 4th with 3 points.
So okay, that's within 10 people's decision there.
Exactly.
If you, wow, okay,
So the winner of Group C is Mary Queen of Scots.
fabulous.
She is into the grand final. Very close. Public vote made all the difference.
James Shaw says, good to have a lady in the final, and then quickly straight after, Has L says, Mary to be reincarnated and become PM. So who's the final then?
So our grand final looks like this. We have got Constantine II,
Yeah.
James IV,
Yeah.
Mary Queen of Scots, and let's not forget the top seed who
Oh.
wasn't in the playoffs, Robert the Bruce.
Okay. What do they look score-wise?
Well, Robert the Bruce is the top seed. He got the biggest score of all. Mary Queen of Scots got the bottom score, so on point terms, she is the lowest ranked, but she was obviously the lowest ranked in Group C, and she came through.
And points don't matter anymore.
Points don't
We're
matter.
Just Rex Factor of Rex Factor here.
James IV is also high up. Constantine II, I think, is the low one. So yeah, so Constantine and Mary, I think, were in the bottom tier of scores. James IV, Robert the Bruce are in the top tier.
Okay, quick recap for my benefit on Constantine. I know Mary Queen of Scots and Robert the Bruce. Constantine II and James IV. Which ones were they?
Yes, now just to clarify, people, we're not now doing the grand final and going to
No.
be in for another 2 hours. Constantine II is probably the one that was the first real King of Scots. Kenneth MacAlpin gets the credit for it, but Constantine was the one that defeated the Vikings, kicked them out of Scotland, united with the church and state and did quite a few early reforms, and then he unites with the Vikings against Athelstan in England. And it's kind of the beginning of England, the beginning of Scotland, and it all culminates in the great Battle of Brunanburh.
Which he
lost. Constantine lost, but he survived, outlived Athelstan, and ended up retiring to be a monk for an abbot.
A monk? Did I put him top?
You did. You put the monk in first place.
Right, okay.
Yeah.
And then who's the other one? James IV.
James IV, the Renaissance prince that died at Flodden, the nice guy from the Philippa Gregory book that
a
you
nice
read.
chap.
Did the dentistry and...
Died jumping off his horse at a booty call.
No, that was Alexander III. James IV, as I said, killed at Flodden.
Killed at Flodden. In my mind, I thought he came away from being killed at Flodden and thought,
one more thing to do in life before I'm ready to say goodbye to the world.
Right. Okay. Well, actually, in my mind, I've got at least 4 it's between.
Well, I think you could be right. But it doesn't actually matter whether Ali's got his head around it or not, because for the grand final, like with the first series of Rex Factor, Ali and I don't actually vote.
At all?
No. I mean, we can do. Maybe if there's a tie, we could use what we put down. This is a revelation, isn't it? This is what we did for the English series, that the public vote entirely determined the grand final victory.
Blimey.
Because I think we decided that if the grand final saw the public vote for one monarch, then we colluded for someone else.
Not that we've ever colluded.
Not that we've ever actually
or
colluded.
I've ever seen any of your notes, or have we decided what the... Words.
Words. Anyway, that is it for the draw. What's that Kenneth MacAlpin he's in my head for some reason? Constantine II, Mary Queen of Scots, James IV, Robert the Bruce are all into the grand final, which we'll be recording maybe next week, sometime after that, and you'll have some time to vote. But yeah, so that is it. Very exciting. It all came down to the public in Group C.
Yes, yeah. So you can see how important it is that you to vote and encourage everyone else to vote as well.
Now, we've done that. We'll do some more stuff for the podcast, and then we'll do a Privy Chamber recording as well, which we'll be doing offline. Ali, if you're put off by the video that's a bit behind, that's just...
I'm just not going to look.
Yeah, don't be a bit off. But we'll stay on for a little bit longer. Have you got any comments from people you've been having a look?
Oh, I think the thing I like about doing this live is it's much more like the Privy Chamber episodes, where the coughs and the errors just stay. And it's a bit more relaxed. So, hello.
Yeah, so we got let's see some comments here. You said about Mary PM. Luca is saying Robert the Bruce has got this in the bag.
Maybe.
Totalius Rankium saying someone check on Cambridge Analytica. Oh, there's some anti-Mary reaction here. Robert the Bruce will, beat her. Mary Queen of Knots.
Nice.
Hashtag Death by Boat.
Which one was that? Maid of Norway.
Maid of Norway. Susan Chewell, I agree with Caroline. Robert will beat her easily. That's one hell of a picture for Rob. But yes, all of the images which we were showing you were done by Rob from Totalius Rankium. So thanks a lot to Rob.
Oh yeah,
all the headphones and all of
Fabulous
that. All of our
stuff.
lovely branding. God, there's a lot of anti-Mary comments on here, but people vote. I think that she's maybe the Marmite candidate. There are some people, as you see from the comments, who absolutely love her and are like, basically, as much as we've enjoyed this series, I still don't really know who any of them are apart from Mary.
yeah, true. And I think there'll be people who might vote for Robert the Bruce just because they hate Mary to try and ensure that she doesn't get it. Oh, that's nice. Cheers, James.
Edgar the Peaceable was robbed, says keep up, Ali.
Oh, no. The other way around.
James Shaw says it's been great to see your lovely faces. Thank you. Christopher Graham says, any Series 3 details, please? Now, we do have Series 3 details. Now, we appeared recently on a viral history video. So there's a YouTube channel where they interview lots of actual history people, including us, obviously. And we did reveal who we are going to be doing in Series 3. I don't know, should we be leaving that as a little exclusive for them for a little bit longer, or
I think so. I mean, it's out there for people to find. If you look on our Facebook wall, it's a couple of posts down after I mercilessly clogged people's Facebook streams with promoting this.
Or if you look up Viral History and Rex Factor on YouTube, you will find it. They do a nice little interview with us, and we do reveal what we'll be doing for the 3rd series.
It's not the full interview yet, though, is it?
The quiz isn't on there. We did a quiz with them, which isn't on there yet.
Yeah.
They'll be doing that a bit later.
I really enjoyed the quiz.
Yeah. What else we got? Luke saying, I like Mary, I just don't think she has the same achievements as Robert. I guess that's going to be the interesting thing, Robert the Bruce. He's not been tested yet.
Sorry.
Ali's just reading the comments.
Yeah.
Robert the Bruce hasn't yet been tested. All the others, we've kind of got a vague idea of whether people like them or not. People have had a chance to vote for them, but the Bruce, straight through to the final.
Yeah. But, I mean, it was much easier for us to do that. And also, he would have destroyed anyone in his group if he'd have been... As we didn't know how they were going to be pulled out the hat, if he just knocked some of the other people off the chart because they were all quite low scorers, it would have been a bit of a shame. It's nice to spice it up and have, we have a female contender, we have people who are good at death,
yes,
people who are good at subjectivity. A nice bunch.
Yeah, and James IV, he's kind of your fun Renaissance-y prince.
Yeah, we had to have a Charles II type character in there.
Particularly when we didn't get one in the English Rex Factor final.
Did we not?
No, he went out in the first round.
Oh, what, Charles did? Yeah.
Sad times.
What have we got here?
Oh, Aaron. What does Aaron say?
Aaron, now you both have a mini-me's. Is it tough going to do all that reading for the podcast? Yeah.
Yeah, how have you been going on since Rupert came along?
It is, it's pretty heavy. But I do it for you guys. How are you finding it?
It's been quite convenient, the fact that we finished the Scottish series pretty much before he came along. So although we've got the playoffs, obviously I'm not having to do any more research for the Scots, so that's made it a lot easier. I think we'll find out how difficult it is once we get onto that 3rd series. Whatever it may be.
Someone's just giving it away there on the...
Okay.
I also like Carolyn Mathias' comment here, talking about Robert the Bruce. I tested him by asking my brain if he was awesome, and he was. Good point.
Shannon McCauley says, come on, it's the Bruce. Lol.
Yeah.
Caroline talking about Victoria with her 50 episodes. Oh, yeah. Oh, no, that's going to be giving something away, isn't it? Yeah, well, people and I are just talking about what we're doing for the 3rd series. Lucas says, really surprised David the First went out. Do you remember what he was lacking?
This is for you.
Well, I put him in 2nd place. It was a difficult one because I suppose in some ways, if we were going to be sort of caricatures of ourselves, then you go for the sort of fun ones with Scandal and, bedroom antics or something like that. I'm the one that's maybe going to go for the more serious subjectivity, lots of good reforms. So James IV is obviously the fun one. David I is this proper serious one.
David I again, Davidian reforms and...
Davidian Revolution, and also during the Anarchy, he basically took over all of northern England. So like Lancashire and Yorkshire were pretty much...
Was it so? It was
territory.
Like another period of sort of Scottish Renaissance.
Yeah, an earlier medieval one.
And then James IV did it later.
The Renaissance.
Okay. Yeah, I remember. I just thought then that that they, if I was to try and split them apart, they did the same thing, but one had more of a smile on his face.
Yeah, it's one of those awkward things. So obviously, because James IV is much later, we've got much more information about him. We've got an image of him. And we've got all these fun little stories, whereas David I, we don't have that, and his biographer was very keen to point out how he was so lacking in scandal that he didn't even have any dreams about being with other women, which I think was probably quite an immediate no-no.
Yeah.
As far as you were concerned.
I mean, how would he know?
How would he know?
He sounds like a priest from confession.
But yeah, it was a shame for David because I really liked him. I think in terms of how the draw went with Groups A, Group B, and Group C, if I'd had to pick out my favourite 3 of those 12 for who I would have put through, it would have probably been Constantine, James IV, and David I. They'd probably be my top 3.
So what we got?
We've got Constantine, James IV, and Mary Queen of Scots.
Oh yeah,
Because David and James are in the
Yeah.
same group, so kind of 2 of my favourites in the same group, which is always a little bit tricky.
Oh, Susan's made a good point.
Where are the heritage
Yeah.
playing cards? Well,
Right.
they're just down here.
So who we got?
Well, this is the top seed. Let's do the finalists. If you want to
Mm.
hold that up, I mean, it's a pretty good card.
Oh, it takes a while for me
Oh
to
yeah,
see.
I'll put it up on. Put it up there.
Yeah, there you are. He's there.
That's
at
a
that.
good card.
Hang on.
Robert the Bruce.
There. God, it's quite tricky to do this. Oh, it's the opposite. It's horrible.
Yeah, it's weird for us because, as Ali says, it's sort of mirror image, so we feel like we're wrong on ant and deck terms. We're
Yeah.
the wrong way around.
Because I always sit. Oh God, there. And well, I'm not going to try that again.
Next one we've got
Constantine II, old beardy bloke.
the wily old Constantine II.
There you go.
We've got James IV here,
Here he is.
pointing.
Oh yeah, the guy with the club logo as a
Oh, yeah.
bird on his hand. God, that is really tricky. I feel like I'm failing some sort of basic cognition test here.
And finally,
Here she is.
Mary Queen of Scots.
Mary Queen of Scots, as if we need any reminder. Swing! Everyone said she was very attractive and very tall, so she's just fitting on the card there. I should take a picture of these.
Krista says, I'm painfully jealous of the bookshelves in the background. So neat. I can reveal that just before setting up, my partner did spend quite a while redoing that so that it would look even nicer. It always looks quite nice, but it's particularly nice and neat now.
I'm always very envious of it.
In terms of, so the Rex Factory stuff is definitely those 3 on this side, and also the middle one there.
You got a... hang on.
It's going to be difficult once we start doing the consorts, I think, because I've basically run out of space.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean... hang on, Graham. What's all that up there? You got Scepter Dials?
Yeah, more books. More books.
Stalingrad? Finest Hour? Lovely. Yeah, and that's not... obviously you have most of your reading from the library.
And there's the library ones as well.
Mm.
Aaron says, will you manage to do any more video outings this year for YouTube channel?
I seriously hope so.
Well, I mean, certainly now that we've discovered that this is a viable option, we can do maybe a little bit more of this. But yeah, we do want to go and visit some places.
Yeah.
We've just been waiting to hear back from a few of those, haven't we? Sort of, or not.
No, I've got a reply. But my phone hadn't synced with the other email account, so it's been sitting there since the end of February.
So someone's been waiting for us. Well, apologies to
Yeah.
whichever one of those middle of the country places
Yeah.
we
Exactly.
haven't heard.
Yeah.
Hasn't heard back from us. Rob, where are all the books you use? Yeah, all the books we use are behind us. Will there be a vote to decide who is better, the Series 1 or Series 2 winner? That's an interesting thing.
Isn't it?
That would be something maybe quite fun to do
As a special.
as a special episode.
Yeah.
Or even another thing we're talking about, not just live streaming, but actually us live in person. We've talked about something we might like to do.
We have.
And we've been thinking, what can we do at these live ones? And actually, yeah, that would be a nice one, I think. Winner
That's
of
a great
Henry
idea.
II against the winner of the Scottish series.
Yeah. We'll invite Privy Councillors first. They get an open invitation. But then, we don't know how popular that would be. So
We'll
have
see.
to
But yeah,
see.
that's a very good idea. Henry II against the Scottish Rex Factor winner. Chad says, I love seeing this live. What an amazing world.
Yeah. Hey, Chad. Hello, Chad.
Sorry, I'm just skipping through now trying to find things. People send messages and then it rearranges itself. James Shaw says, I think for the final we should get Madonna mics.
Something we spoke of maybe an hour ago. And I said it would be great because we could do impressions of Alan Partridge selling Bouncing Back at Norwich train station.
Lucas said we'll buy tickets to that as the live Rex Factor, presumably. That would be great.
Cool.
Are you coming to our houses? Total is ranking them. I don't think so.
Well, we're sort of, as Peter Kay says, coming in your ears.
Yeah,
No,
listen-
we're in their
listen.
houses.
Caroline, I just need to win the lottery so I can fly to England for that. Yes, we probably will be initially at least basing our live shows in England.
Well, I mean, if it's popular enough,
Yeah.
it's a little jolly.
Luke says you could do top ranked in each of the factors against each other. So like the best battling the best. That's
Oh,
quite
that's
interesting.
nice. We should do this more often. Just outsource some ideas to all these brains over here.
Rob Stevenson says maybe Ali could watch The Lion in Winter for that live show.
What? Do it live?
Well, I guess that might be a bit dull for everybody else if you're just sort of
Sitting there
sat
watching
there
it.
with your earplugs in watching a film.
I'd be well up for that.
And then tell us what you think.
I'd be well up for that.
Do you remember what The Lion in Winter is?
I remember it's a thing that I don't remember seeing.
Yeah, because you haven't seen it.
I haven't seen it.
No. And
What is
you,
it?
yes, and you never remember. We get lots of emails saying, "Has Ali seen
Yeah, but I
Lion in
know-
Winter
but-
yet, or remember what it is yet?"
Presumably Edward the First.
It's Henry II, Eleanor of Aquitaine, and all that lot, and it's got Peter O'Toole, Catherine Hepburn, Richard Lionheart, played by Anthony Hopkins in his
I
first
remember
film
you
role.
saying that. Yeah.
Timothy
yeah.
Dalton plays the King of France.
Timothy Dalton.
What Bond? Yes, that one, the James Bond one. We've had this conversation so many times.
Yeah, but I'm just catching up. So who did you say in his first role?
Anthony Hopkins, his first film role, was Richard the Lionheart.
Wow, Rex fact.
Not for the first time, but
Anthony Hopkins, as in the Clarice.
the very same.
Yeah, all right. Because I get confused between him and his brother.
His brother
Oh,
being...
Do I mean?
Are you yet again getting confused with Richard Attenborough?
Yes,
Anthony
Richard
Hopkins,
and
yes.
David Attenborough.
Yes, you've done this one before as well.
I just realised that David Attenborough's the. What else have they said?
Cody says, love watching this from Alabama on break at work. Sorry, every now and again it resets and I lose it all. Susan says, just went to Kentucky Derby here at home, but this is 10 times more exciting. Hey. Chad says, Rex Factor World Tour does sound grand.
Lion in Winter, that's brilliant. Chad. I enjoy this conversation. I don't.
Caroline, every time Timothy Dalton in such a tone of surprise. Tarosh, it's Groundhog Day.
I'm going to remember
Chad
it now.
Burns, he laughs at Timothy Dalton every time. Beth Kingsley, it's sweet that you can get so much joy from the same thing over and over.
I think it's because I'm a massive Bond fan. And I thought I'd definitely remember that.
It's a combination of being a massive Bond fan and forgetting about everything you hear about
Yeah.
The Lion in Winter every time.
Can we? I was going to say, is that out on DVD? I don't even have a DVD player. We should just stream it.
Yeah, I'm not sure if it's on a streaming thing. I'm sure someone will tell us, although I have to find out if it's on the UK one. But yeah, I mean, I've seen it. But
Fling us a cheeky USB.
I mean, in a way, it'll be a shame if you do see it, because then you'll lose that joyous moment
I
when you
feel
hear
like I
about
need to
Timothy
lose this
Dalton
joyous
and
moment.
Anthony Hopkins.
Can we bring up a picture of Anthony Hopkins and the one who isn't his brother?
Okay, this is just going to be for us. Do you want to see if anyone's commenting while I'm just Googling pictures of actors?
Oh, Lucas says, do you have a favourite Rex fact from the Scottish season?
Ooh, that is a good question.
Great question.
We must
Give me
have had some.
candidates? Yeah.
It's tricky things. I forget them.
So Richard Attenborough is Jurassic Park,
Yes.
and his brother is
David
Jurassic Park
Attenborough.
of real things.
Yes.
And Anthony Hopkins.
So he does have a beard in that photo, but he is different in appearance.
And he's definitely a different human. Yeah.
You can tell.
Yeah.
Any
Okay.
other comments coming in?
Uh,
Oh, so if anyone else has got some favourite Rex facts that they can remember, and then we'll try and remember which one
Yeah.
we thought was good.
Yeah. Let us know which ones we had.
Whenever anyone asks me about favourite Rex facts, I always go with the Bluetooth
Definitely.
and Sven Forkbeard. Well,
Definitely.
Harold Bluetooth, obviously, but just the Sven Forkbeard episode. That was definitely one of my favourite ones.
Yeah. I mean, that was one that you primed me for. Didn't tell me what it was.
Oh, yes.
One of the few times you said this episode contains a Rex fact that you are going to love, and by golly, did I?
Actually, one thing I remember from the Scottish ones, a Rex fact, was, again, it was right at the start when learning that Scotland means land of the Irish, because the
Good
Scots are actually from Ireland
Yeah.
originally.
Yeah. So it's like Ireland.
Yes.
Ireland land.
Yes.
Irish land.
What else have we got? Some other people talking about the death by statue of Kenneth II. James Shaw, I love the Murder Cottage. Yeah.
Murder Cottage.
Of course, Privy Councillors get to vote for their favourite death
Yeah.
in the Scottish series, and that vote is still going on. I can't remember whether we said that there was going to be an elapsed time for that or not, but it will basically be when we get to the end of the grand final vote, I imagine. Christopher Graham's just given us one. Ragman roll equals rigmarole. Now that does ring a bell.
Ragman roll like a charter, which was a bit of a mess.
Yeah, was it Edward the First when he was getting them all the Scottish nobles had to like sign effectively saying yes, you're the boss, and it was all a bit of a mess, and that was a rigmarole. I think there was something like
another
that.
thing Edward the First has given us there.
Yes, indeed.
Excellent. Or
James IV, the last monarch to die in battle in British Isles. Yes, Christopher M. That's correct. That's another X fact. That's a good one.
Yeah, that is good.
Battle of Flodden. Caroline Matthews said, one of my favourite X facts was how late it was that the Scots started minting coins, since the Britons have been doing it since backgroundy stuff. Yes, and it was David I, of course, who brought coinage to Scotland.
What were they using for?
Another thing I liked when we were doing the playoff episodes is someone tweeted us saying they love the playoffs. They love the sound of wonder and surprise in Andy's voice as he hears facts that he's heard before.
No, we haven't done that.
Yeah,
Did I ask that before?
Yeah.
What did I give an example of what they might have used? It will help me remember.
Like animals or cattle or.
I was going to say chickens.
There you go.
Did I say? What did they use? Chickens?
Well, I imagine they probably bartered that. They may have had coins that they got from elsewhere that they used as stuff, but David actually mints Scottish coins. Chaz says, what is the list of special episodes coming up? Well, so we've just done, thank you for reminding me, a special episode on Georgiana, the Duchess of Devonshire.
I apparently said chickens last time.
Oh, there we go.
Maybe I just see them as quite a legitimate form of currency.
So we just did Georgiana, the Duchess of Devonshire, which was a fun, wasn't it?
Yeah. She was fab. Who was she like that we did before? The other special,
Bess
of Hardwick. Yeah, it's like her turbocharged.
With epic hats and feathers and hairwear.
Yes. Oh, I need to share that link that you gave me.
Oh yes, we had a fun game that someone sent to us for making a wig at the V&A. Yes, she was really fun. She also the film The Duchess that people might know her from focuses very much on her romance with Charles Grey, but she's also a very significant political figure. So she's in there with Charles James Fox, an enemy of William Pitt the Younger, and best buddies with the Prince Regent.
Yeah,
future George IV. But our next one's going to be on Amy Robsart, who's the first wife of Robert Dudley, who was mysteriously found dead at the bottom of a small flight of stairs.
Is that an appearance?
Yeah.
Oh, here we go.
Do you want to see the bell? See the bell, everybody.
Here you go. I can't tell if you've seen that yet. They've probably seen that.
You've probably seen it. So she will be the next one. We're then going to do a New Zealand one. The Maori visit. Some Maoris came over in 1863 and visited Queen Victoria.
For what would that have been? Would that have been her?
Bit of a chinwag.
Oh, right, not a jubilee of any sort.
No.
Oh.
But like an official visit. So we'll be doing a thing on that and probably general Britain and New Zealand and how that all came about, Treaty of Waitangi and that kind of stuff.
I'll wear my All Blacks jersey for it.
Yeah. You could do can you do a haka?
I'm going to immediately refuse that because I know that's going to be filmed.
Live stream the haka. What else have we got from people coming in? I'm assuming that's Hazel. Hazel says, who are some of your favourite people in history from outside Britain?
I've got a list on my phone, actually.
A list of your favourite people from history from outside Britain?
Nope.
I'm sure everybody has one of those lists.
I've got here... I have here a list of my people. Quite a dull question. Who would you have at your favourite dinner party? Blah, 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 blah.
Oh, yeah.
I thought, I'm going to answer this question.
Okay.
Roald Dahl.
Yeah, British.
Arnold Schwarzenegger.
Okay.
Louis Theroux.
Yeah.
Eddie Hearn, boxing promoter. James Randi, the marvellous James Randi, the magician. Alain de Botton. Private Godfrey from Dad's Army. Adam Curtis, the documentarian. And John Le Mesurier from Dad's Army.
But you'd specifically want John Le Mesurier as himself, but
Absolutely.
Private Godfrey.
Absolutely. That's very important. Yeah. Because John Le Mesurier was pretty much his character, I think.
Yeah.
He had an exciting life, whereas I just really like Private Godfrey. I'd want to make him a team. We could have some cake together.
Episode where they all think that he was a coward.
Oh, that
was
is
conscientious
such a good
objector.
episode. Where
Mm.
it's makes you tugs your heartstrings.
Well, there was one non-British person on that.
Was it? Oh yeah, Arnold Schwarzenegger. I never thought I'd say that.
So Arnold Schwarzenegger is the answer to that question, apparently. It said chickens last time. What else we got? Christopher Graham says Georgiana was a cracker. Chad Byrne says Georgiana is great, but Bess is best.
Interesting.
Christopher Graham says I'm going to Culloden Battlefield tomorrow. Last battle on British Isles. It's a good Rex fact.
Good Rex fact.
Yes, we talked about doing that, and maybe we'll try and do something on that basis. We've not been requested a special episode, but it feels like it would be a shame to do the Scottish series and not do the Jacobites. And
Not go up to Scotland, take our cameras and video it a bit, and sort of have a look. Here's a field. I'm in the field. We could reenact it.
We could.
Shotgun the English.
So maybe we might try and do something on the Jacobites before we completely say goodbye to the Scots. What else have we got? Ali mentioned on Facebook that King Arthur was on the list of special episodes. Is this true?
Is it true?
No. He's one that we've maybe talked about, saying that he'd be a fun one to do. Or if we were ever able to do like a mini-series or something, like a special episode series, he'd be quite a fun one. But we don't actually have Arthur
Oh, I thought he was on the list.
on the list. No.
Oh,
No.
sorry, Luca.
Caroline has to go to work now.
Cheerio, Caroline.
Shannon McCauley says the Mahanga. Yes, I think for the New Zealand, for the Mara. I think that's correct, yes. Or something like that. James Saul, Rex fact. One of the earliest coins in England featured Offa of Mercia and is inscribed with the words, "There is no deity but Allah."
What, in Scotland?
That would be in England.
Wow.
Rex fact. Talis Rankin saying, what a list. Christopher Graham, historical inspirations for Game of Thrones. Yes, that is also something that we want to do. We're going to tie that in with the last series of Game of Thrones, which is going to be coming along next year. We're having to wait, which is bad news as fans, but to be honest, quite good news in terms of having time to prepare.
Sense, if we just throw something out there, it will keep all Game of Thrones and Rex Factor fans happy for a bit. Not all Game of Thrones fans.
Yeah,
that
we assume
Venn
that's our
diagram,
natural.
which is, I imagine quite a large Venn diagram of Rex Factor fans, fewer of Game of Thrones fans. But it'd be more fun to do it just before that series happens.
Tosh21 says it was very strange to have an episode from History Chicks and you on the same subject.
Who's that then? American Scots?
Would that be Mary, or could have been Georgiana? Could it have been Bess of Hardwick?
Or Elizabeth?
Or
Imagine she'd have done
I'd be surprised if they haven't done more than one of those. But good to check out. Chad says you should do a King Arthur Rex Factor podcast. The problem with Arthur is that, like, when we did Aragorn as a fictional person, Aragorn, of course, is just based on a book and it's all canon, whereas Arthur, you've got lots of different legends. So you could do an episode looking at all the different myths and legends, but if people wanted us to actually review King Arthur, we'd have to kind of create our own definitive.
Yeah.
Which, I mean, we could do, but it might be tricky to do in just one episode.
I've got a question for you.
Yes.
Which was your least favourite monarch? Scottish monarch?
Least favourite Scottish monarch. The thing with the Scots, I think, is that early on, there were quite a few where we had very little information.
Your least favourite post
post
1066.
Okay. Least favourite post 1066. The Roberts, not the Bruce, obviously, but Robert II and Robert III were a bit
Couldn't live up
rubbish.
to it.
They were the ones. In fact, so you had David I, Robert II, Robert III, the ones that take you from Robert the Bruce to the Jameses.
Yeah.
It was a bit of a fallow period where you've got quite a bit of information, but they're just a little bit rubbish.
Yeah.
So they weren't so fun. So Aragorn gets an episode, but not Arthur. Well, someone's got to request it. Someone requested Aragorn. Ali, you shared that fact about Allah on Facebook. Might have been something a British Museum-y
Probably.
fact or something.
I probably took a photo of it or something.
So Yeah, Arthur would be good. It would be good to do King Arthur at some point. I think
It's a lot of
we'd.
work for you.
It'd be a lot of work, so that's why I think it may be at some point we'll get to be able to do like a special mini series or something like
Yeah.
that, rather than just a one-off special or one-off episode. Maybe like a few ones. Chris Thompson says all you need for Arthur is Sword in the Stone. Well,
Oh, the cartoon.
that's true.
That's exactly my research.
yeah.
What's the name of the little dude that turns into a fish? The little owl. And they go swimming together and get chased by the pike. Ah. Obviously, I remember the fishy bits.
Well, because they turn into animals and stuff, do we? So
Yeah.
is he a...
The Merlin goes into rescue.
They become
them.
squirrels at one point as well, don't they?
Yeah, and
And
one
then the
has
girl
an
squirrel
amorous
falls in
intent.
love with,
Yeah.
and I feel sad for the girl squirrel when he just turns
sad.
into...
That used to terrify me.
You thought you were going to get...
I didn't. I
Set
thought, is
upon
that
by a
how it
squirrel.
is? Yeah. I don't like the sound of this at all.
Not the birds and the bees.
No, I do not want any part of that. Thank you very much. Archimedes. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
What was Archimedes?
He's the name of the little owl.
Ah,
Yeah,
yes, this
Merlin's
is
little
Archimedes.
fella.
Yeah, see them coming in. Chad says you look a little Hugh Grantish.
Not true.
Ali is denying everything. Okay, so it's just going to 6 minutes to 8. I think we'll stay on until 8 o'clock,
Yeah.
and then we've got some more just full-on podcast recordings to do, which will be easier if we can just actually put all of our
Yeah.
stuff on.
Yeah.
But so you've
Time for
got
another tea after that.
a few more minutes, and then we'll go and make some tea and finish off the podcasting. But you've got 5 more minutes of us live answering your questions. Send them in. In the meantime, Ali.
Yeah.
What's on your mind?
I'm a bit sad about Arsene Wenger, to be honest.
It's gone. Well, he's almost gone. One more.
Actually, they're playing now. They've been going for 10 minutes.
Mm.
Yeah.
Enjoy the boxing at the weekend?
Absolutely loved it. Best result. Oh, I was jumping up and down. Tolu Bellew, brilliant. David Hay, arrogance.
Mm.
And it all went like a fairy tale.
Oh, we have a question. Aaron says, favourite history book you have read? Oh, I suppose that depends. Is that going to be a factual one or a fictional one? I think for Ali's options, probably going to be bigger if it's a fictional. What's your
Thank you.
favourite audio book that you've done so far,
Oh.
excluding ones that you are going to be reviewing soon?
It's all right. They won't be in there. So Alan Partridge? No. Tell you what. If I'm honest, I love Cold War fiction,
Ooh.
and I really like this one called Red Storm Rising. I think it's by who's that guy who did all the books that were turned into video games early on?
Tom Clancy?
Yeah, I think it's by him. It's massive, and it's just full of him imagining actually what would happen when all these incredibly detailed descriptions of awesome planes have dogfights, and then he goes, but now we're in submarines taking on awesome boats, and it's just fantastic.
Favourite type of tea, James Shaw asks.
That is easy.
Well, we have different ones.
Oh, black tea.
Oh, no, as in like I suppose I was thinking more of like a blend.
Yeah, that's straightforward. Twinings.
Okay, more specific.
Twinings every day. Actually, no, right, okay. If I want to be really, really pedantic.
Okay, so for example, if I say that I like an Earl Grey.
Yeah, but, so, in a teapot, obviously.
Yeah.
2 bags of quite a strong, not overpowering, but you don't want a delicate tea, so you have like a Twinings every day in there.
Mm-hmm.
2.
What is a twine? Is that just...
It's just a Twinings 2 different blends of
Yeah.
black tea. 2 bags of Twinings every day. 1 bag of Lapsang Souchong. A little smoky. It will change your life. Beautiful.
What else have we got? Chad, can we get some boat knowledge from Ali?
Boat knowledge. Have you got a question you'd like to pose? Otherwise, it's on the water.
Christopher Graham says, how many special episodes do you have in the pipeline? We've got quite a lot. It's in double figures. We're working our way through the backlog. We've taken away the special episode request on the Patreon link now because we just got too many. So we're still doing all the ones people have requested, but we actually need to just try and get through them. But we've got
An awful lot.
we've got quite a lot.
12?
Yeah, it's a lot. It's over
Yeah.
10.
Yeah.
Definitely over 10. Krista, is Ali's coffee cart shop up and running yet?
Yes, it is. And if you are, say, within a 100-mile radius, it'd be really helpful if you could come and buy coffee.
And that's within a 100-mile radius of Chelmsford train station.
Yes. Yeah, Chelmsford train station, round the back near the taxi rank. Pop in and say hello. Coffee is not on me, but it'd be lovely to see you.
Lucas, a Charles II or Edward I? Want to see the look on Ali's face when he has to pick.
I like Sophie's choice.
Mm.
What does she do in that situation? I just know that's a reference you use in these situations.
Yeah, I've not seen Sophie's choice.
I'd do the same as Sophie.
Okay. Yeah. However, that one balances out. Rob Stevens, did anyone ever request Lady Jane Grey? Would have liked that episode. No, they didn't. No one's requested Lady Jane Grey, which is a pain because somewhere on that bookshelf is a biography of Lady Jane Grey by, I think, Nicola Tallis, which was sent to us by the publisher, free.
Oh,
And I thought, this is great. Someone will request a special episode on her. We'll probably do an interview. It'll all tie in. But then, no one requested Jane Grey. But she'd be a very good one to do.
I genuinely think that's who I'd request.
Mm.
If I was to weird.
Yeah. I love the idea of doing like 2 hours on basically 2 weeks, in effect, with Jane Grey.
Oh, I see. Yeah,
in terms of the rain.
Yeah.
That'll be a lot of fun to do. Okay, we are coming up to 8 o'clock now, so I think we're probably going to...
Yeah, Chad, I just love him so much. Fishing. You can do it all and watch planes floating along.
Ali's talking about boats again there. So thank you very much to everybody for watching. Thank you all those of you who voted in the playoffs. A reminder, of course, that we will, in our next normal podcast, be doing... Oh, I see, you're talking about Sophie's Choice.
Oh, phew. Oh, thank goodness.
It was a comment, we weren't quite sure what that was about. The grand final will be Constantine II, James IV, Mary Queen of Scots, and, of course, top seed Robert the Bruce. Public vote will decide it 100%. It will all be down to you.
Yeah, people are saying thank you to us, but thank you for watching, listening through all the past 10 years nearly.
And I think this is work well. We'll do it again sometime.
I've thoroughly enjoyed it.
Anyway, until next time, it is goodbye from us.
Cheerio!